World Class Academy is a private high school boarding school that travels around the world to mountain bike destinations while also holding a very high focus and priority on great academics um, for high school aged kids and developing the kids, the students of the program into well rounded adults while also developing their athletics.
How did you get involved in it? And yeah, what did it look like for you? And I guess also, like, what
Yeah,
does it look like for a kid in one of these programs? Because it sounds honestly like kind of the dream if
right,
I'm
right.
looking at it from a high schooler's perspective.
So I got connected to the program through a mutual friend who worked or friends who worked for the Kayak Academy because World Class Academy, they run three other schools that focus on other extreme sports. They do a rock climbing academy, they do a whitewater kayaking academy, they do a kite surfing academy,
Oh, really?
and
They
all
do
the
kite surfing?
yeah, yeah. So all the academies operate on the same principles. We're going to travel the world to destinations for our sport, but we're also going to focus on academics and mentorship on creating just well-rounded adults. So what does that look like for faculty? I'll just walk you through, a regular day for me. So I was the head coach of the mountain bike academy, and if it's a weekday during the school week, um, Monday through Friday, really, our day starts at 6:30 in the morning with morning workout, and morning workout gets all the kids up and out of bed and just kind of like gets their blood pumping. Morning workout is mandatory to attend if you want to ride that day. So that's how my day started. As the head coach, I would be pretty much 90% of the time responsible for hosting morning workout. No, I'm not trying to, shake these kids up with a tough workout in the morning. I would really just run them a bit, stretch, and then you move into breakfast. And then after breakfast, there is study hall, which is an hour of study time or homework based focused time for the kids. Keep in mind also, as the head coach, I also taught physics and geometry. So I would, during study hall, I might help out some of my students with their geometry or physics homework, or help them prepare for an upcoming test. And all of the other faculty would be doing something similar. Again, study hall is mandatory attendance if you want to ride that day. From study hall, you move into a regular high school schedule. All the kids had different schedules. There might be several classes going on at the same time. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think I hosted physics, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I had geometry, were my first two classes right after study hall. And if you weren't teaching, you were probably helping out some of the other faculty with things like breakfast, or, well, yeah, cooking breakfast, because the faculty also cook food for the whole entire academy. You'd help out with breakfast, lunch, or dinner, go out grocery shop, um, run little errands for your kids. Maybe Matt broke his axle or forgot his axle at home in the United States, and you had to go hunt down an axle for this kid. Oh, but it's also a Santa Cruz axle, so it's like highly proprietary. Yeah, a special order one. Whatever it may be. You run into stuff like that, putting out fires. And after class, there's you move into your ride and go ride. And as the head coach, I had to plan the rides for the week. I'd kind of tailored that onto what kids needed to work on, tailored that onto what they enjoyed riding, um, tailored that towards like what I wanted them to see. Maybe when they were in class, like head coach Zach went and sussed out some sick trail over here, like we're all going to go rip it after class. It sounds amazing, and it is amazing, but there's so much work in between all those. In between, it's just endless amounts of work. Maybe maybe one of your kids is sick. Maybe one of your kids is homesick. Maybe one of your kids is injured. Whatever it may be, not doing well in class. Because each faculty is responsible for 2 to 3 kids. Specifically, you're a mentor. You're assigned kids to mentor, and you have little meetings with your kids throughout the week to check in on them, give them advice on how they're doing. You're kind of their main contact for anything they need. You're their first contact with their parents. And yeah, that's another thing that you're responsible for, writing weekly updates to kids' parents back home, because the parents send their kids across the world with like tons of people they never even met, that don't even knew. No, they want to hear about their kids, and
Like, what's
the other
going
thing.
on out there?
Yeah, yeah. So you take a lot of photos of their kids, send them back to their parents. Tell their kid to call them, because kids
Oh
don't
my
do
God.
that. um,
It's like you're the family's uncle. That's like you're like the cool uncle that's like taking them on a road trip
a
to
bit.
to Spain, and then but also their high school teacher. It's a lot.
Yeah, and yeah, it's an incredible program for all these kids who are fortunate enough to do it. And keep in mind, there is a pretty extensive financial support system within the school. So it's not that every kid is some wealthy kid. Um, there is financial aid for plenty of the students. Certainly, it's a very expensive program, but not. There is financial aid. So, yeah, I felt that the kids were very well rounded. There was a very broad spectrum of kids, and all of them were incredibly grateful for where they were at. They were all very grateful for it. Just to touch on that, like that's a common thing that I hear is like, oh man, those kids must have been brats or something. Like, no, no, they're all really good, awesome kids. I've never taught before. Learning to teach physics and geometry, learning to coach mountain bikes, learning to mentor kids. I really enjoyed teaching. Teaching was honestly something that I always thought I could maybe do, but I think I really liked just the mentoring the most. Working with young adults, it's often a mirror back at yourself. You're like, oh, hey, don't do that thing. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, damn, I shouldn't do that either. um, so yeah, I think that just the whole experience taught me so much, and it's an incredibly valuable experience that I got to do, and yeah, incredibly grateful for all of it. Just like all the in between moments are super cool. Like, how many other people would go spend 2 months in Spain living in some rural part of the country and go visit this grocery store like once a week and like leave with shopping carts, and like everyone at the store knows you because like, oh, here's that American again, like filling up 2 shopping carts with tons of food. Damn, those Americans eat a lot. Like,
That's
like,
awesome.
no, you don't understand. I got 16 kids at home. So I don't know, just very unique experience in so many facets, like loading tons of kids into vans and driving across Spain to go ride some random trail. Like, I don't know, so sick, so sick.
Yeah, such a unique random experience, and like I'm sure, yeah, a lot of like just funny situations where you're like, damn, am I really doing this right now? Yeah, like shuttling a bunch of
Yeah,
kids.
I mean, you kind of wake up every day like, all right, morning workout, and then like after morning workout, you're like, damn, this is crazy. I'm like on this farm in the middle of Spain. I'm gonna go ride some cool ass trails later. Oh, and like the host of the the house we're staying at, he makes this crazy fermented alcohol beverage, and he gave us some to try. Like, I don't know, just so many
Yeah,
crazy just travel experiences. But I did feel like you did get to like ingrain yourself in the community a tiny bit. Like I was saying, the grocery store. You started to have very familiar faces at the grocery store, and they began to recognize you. Um,
Yeah, that's cool that you like stayed in places long enough to like get a feel
oh
for it
yeah,
and like
oh yeah,
yeah, have it be more of like a cultural experience than just like a vacation instead.
yeah. I think that's a really cool part about it, and kind of part of the world class academy magic, if you will.